Hello, so I've had a few requests to do a cube collection video, which is obviously what this is about to be, but I figured I had to make it a little more spicy and special. So I'm actually going to be going through my collection and scrambling the entire thing, and then this is going to kick off a little series of me solving every cube in my collection. So if you want to see me not only scramble all these right now, but solve them all in a series, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be solving all these over the course of who knows how long it's going to take. But with that out of the way, let's get to the collection and the scrambling. Alright, had to make a couple minor adjustments, get the face cam set up and this set up. Hopefully everything looks good, hopefully the camera doesn't wiggle like that again, but regardless, let's get right into the collection. And I'm gonna have to go pretty quick or else this is gonna be a really long video. So let's start from the top. This one's pretty interesting, the 2x2x2x2 Siamese cube. I don't know, I probably don't know all the names of all these puzzles, but you'll have to forgive me and correct me in the comments. So I don't know how thorough we can go on all these scrambles, but when I do the solves, I guess I'll scramble them a little extra too. 2x2x2x2 Siamese cube. Scrambled. Next, the Pyramorphics. This one I will dread solving again because, I don't know, something about the last layer and how all the pieces look the same and never knowing if your OLL is done or not. I just don't enjoy this one too much, but scrambled. Alright, I think once I get to the 3x3s, we'll just do them all at once. So let's do the other stuff first. So this is the cheese block wheel, turns along here and then obviously along all the slices. This one's not too bad, pretty fun WCA puzzle if you're looking for something new to try. So let's give that a nice mix. Cheese wheel, scrambled. Next, we'll go Mega Minx. This was the first puzzle that wasn't a 3x3 that I gave a whirl. And it's really fun because this solves a lot like a 3x3. So, Mega Minx, bonk. Next, this is the gear shift, I believe it's called, or like a gear 2x2. So, maybe I should show you regular scramble first. You can just kind of twist it and all the pieces move all at the same time. But then obviously it's easy to solve, so pull it apart and you can scramble pieces individually and it can pull apart on any axis. And then boom, that's the gear shift now scrambled. Next we'll go mirror blocks, working kind of left to right here as if we're reading a nice book. This is a really nice 3x3 shape mod. And really, I think this is like one of the nicest looking cubes when scrambled. Doesn't this just look like some beautiful Picasso artwork? I think so. Mirror blocks, done. Let's make sure this doesn't all fall over. Let's go here. This is the world's smallest Rubik's brand 3x3. Obviously not the smallest 3x3 in existence, but pretty tiny and pretty easy solve. I mean, it's just like solving a 3x3, but you have to pretend you're a giant. World's smallest Rubik's 3x3, scrambled. Next, this is the Ready Barrel. Pretty easy solve. It solves just like a Ready Cube, if you've ever solved Ready Cube, but this one is in barrel shape. Yeah, that looks nice. Ready Barrel, scrambled. Ugh, yuck, Scube. I'm sure most of you know how a Scube works, turning on the corners, but if you don't, now you do. That's Scube, scrambled. Should we get 4x4s out of the way? Sure, because there's only 2 of them. So 4x4 number 1. This is like a Shengshao Legend, I think, which is super old and crusty. 1 4x4 scrambled. And 2 4x4. I'm holding it like in between both cameras. 2 4x4s scrambled. Next we'll do 2x2s, I suppose. And starting with the Rubik's Pocket Cube. This is like broken internally, but I can still turn it on some axes. Maybe just one. Okay, we'll have to consider this scrambled. And I apologize, I don't know what this 2x2 is, nor do I know what this 2x2 is, but regardless of their names, that's two 2x2s scrambled. Is it 3x3 time? No, we'll do pyraminx. Again, a pretty common puzzle that I'm sure most of you know. This is a Shengshao pyraminx. Nice and clicky, no magnets or anything. Most of the non-WCA and different shape puzzles that I have are just, you know, like cheaper options because I don't really speed solve anything other than the 3x3, but that's pyraminx done. Now it's time for the 3x3s, which we have 6 of. They stack up off camera, out of frame, starting with the one and only Rubik's brand. And the Rubik's brand I have actually doesn't turn that bad, given that it's a Rubik's brand. So probably because it's really worn in, but that's one 3x3, two 3x3s, three 3x3s. This is a emerald green GTS2, which is pretty nice. 4 3x3s, 5 3x3s, and the last one, my main, the MRF3RSM3 or something like that. Scrambled, that's 6 3x3s. Scrambled. Oh god. Next is my one and only 5x5. This is the Chi something something budget version of whatever their 5x5 and 4x4 line is, but it's also a couple years old, so they might have some newer options now. Scrambled, 5x5 scrambled. Now, this one, this I dread solving. I dread having to make a video of this, but this is the square one, which has been sitting here solved for probably about a year, and now I'm gonna have to solve it again. There actually was a point in time where I could solve a square one, like without, you know, having to look up stuff, except for like the parity alg. But since that time, which is now long gone, I have not square one. And I think we'll call that scrambled for the square one. Again, not looking forward to that one. Only 2 puzzles left. Let's leave the snake for last and scramble up this gear cube, which will make for a nice quick solve video at some point, because despite how complicated it looks, the gear cube is actually quite an easy solve. I will consider that scrambled. Gear cube, scrambled. And that leaves one final puzzle. Hard to even call it a twisty puzzle, but it's made by, I mean, does it say Rubik's somewhere? It must. Made by Rubik's. It's a puzzle, it's a colory puzzle. And for the scramble, I guess we just yoink it into a straight line. Oh yeah, there, Rubik's. Rubik's twist. We will consider that a scrambled Rubik's twist. I don't know if we'll make its own video for something like this, but I want it to be thorough, scramble the whole collection. So let's get out of this chair and look at the damage we've done. So as painful as that was, something about this pile looks kind of satisfying with all the colors scrambled together in a big mess and all the angles and stuff. It's not all clean and perfect. I kind of like it, but I'm going to get it back up on this shelf and see how it looks on display for now before we actually get to solving them in the near and far future, because it's probably going to take a while. Well, here it is, everything back on the shelf. I think we are in for a fun little series, getting all of these back to their wonderfully solved state. So like I said, stay tuned for that. This scramble and collection video is really all I have today. So if you are new, subscribe, leave a like, that'll make me feel good. Besides that, have a wonderful scramble free day.